Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Wednesday the 18th of the 8th, 2021. The time is just gone 04:30, +4 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, North American session. Right, yesterday, Tuesday the 17th then, we had a positive opposed driver in the dollar, +218. Front and back door flows, mainly coming out the pound at -193, out the euro at -93, and the yen was the positive rock at +68. Activity ±286. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 16th open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a negative opposed driver in the pound at -256. Front and back door flows, mainly going into the yen at +255, into the dollar at +173. And the euro was the negative rock at -172, activity ±428. Right, so over the week then we've had just about a negative opposed driver in the pound, -256. The bulk of the opposing flows has been going into the yen and next into the dollar, and the euro has been the negative rock. And yesterday we had this with quite a strong pump up in the dollar, +218, and the pound was the main loser from that. Intraday then, this is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago. We got a positive opposed driver in the pound at +24. Front and back door flows mainly coming out the dollar, -22, out the yen at -11, and the euro is a positive rock at +9, activity ±33. So you're getting a little bit of coming off the dollar and a little bit of reversal here with a little bit of pound strength. Right, excuse me. Right, so let's see what's going to knock it about, or has knocked it about. Well, we had the Reserve Bank of New Zealand rates decision yesterday, or this morning, depending on how you look at it. They didn't raise rates. I mean, that was starting to become the market noise, but nevertheless, the New Zealand dollar has been hammered last few days, particularly as they've got this COVID issue now. And as I say, our core position has always been shorting the NZD, and it's finally happening a little bit. Right, so today, Wednesday the 18th, we've got GBP CPI, CAD CPI, and the FOMC minutes right at the end of the day for the UK. And Thursday the 19th, the AUD employment change. And Friday we've got China's rate decision and the CAD retail sales. So the main thing really is this Fed minutes running into later this evening. So let's get rid of this and let's see what's been happening in the flows and the asset classes, and then make a start. So doing some analysis for the day. Right. So here we go then. So what have we got then? We've got the euro. The euro is weak, except against the dollar, the yen and the NZD, which are weaker. The yen is weak, except against the dollar and the Swiss. The pound is strong, except against the CAD and the AUD. The Swiss is weak, except against the dollar and the euro. The CAD is strong, except against the AUD. The AUD is strong, except against the euro. The NZD is weak, except against the dollar, the yen and the Swiss, and the dollar is weak across the board. So what have we got then? We've got dollar weakness, and on the strength side you've got basically you've got the AUD the CAD, and a little bit of pound. So don't take your pick in the middle. Right, so let's look at the excuse me again, asset classes, and go from there. Right, so US dollar index then. So right, US dollar index basically looks like this. It's sort of it's had this sort of treble top. It's just come off slightly, but it's basically pretty high. So gold in theory won't like a high dollar, but gold has been pretty much beaten down. It's now 0.5. It's half marks from the model floor or high. Oil, you've got a lot of geopolitical risk going on at the moment, Afghanistan and what have you. And oil is now 0.33 from the low. So oil's not really reacting too much to it. So it's pretty soft. Wall Street's got these sort of these breaks. It's sub highs. S&P sort of looks like that. It's 0.10 from the high. It's about 10% off the high in model terms, and the tech has come off, and it's about 0.08 from the high, about 8%. US 10-year, which is the bond. This is the price. So basically we had this pump up in price, another pump up, then the price came down, yields came up, and now we're operating at about 0.33 from the high. So it's come off a third from the high, so yields have come back a fair bit. Bund, which is the European equivalent. The bund basically looks like this. It's 0.14 from the high. So the price of the bund's pretty strong. Yields soft, but they've come back a little bit. But arguably US yields are now starting to outgun European yields again, even though Europe closed the gap before. Right, so copper had that period of chop, big break, came back, and it's now operating at pretty much near the lows. It's 0.17 from the floor. So copper's not happy at the moment, and US steel basically had that sell-off. It dirged around, it came back, and it's now 0.12 from the high. So they've just taken a little bit off US steel. Right, so that's where we are in terms of flows and asset classes. Let's just try and tidy up then for what we think is going to happen today. So as I say, we're going to run into the Fed minutes, and the dollar's sort of been fairly pumped yesterday. So let's have a look then. So let's look at the flows then. So anyway, so let's look at the majors. So dollar, euro, yen, pound. Right. Yesterday then, the dollar was driving positively in an opposed manner. So basically the dollar is sort of has come up, and it's now just only slightly come off in the Asian session as we run into the Fed minutes. Equities likewise have got this sort of, they're just sub the peaks, and the pound has been soft, and is just thinking about coming back in the Asian session, and the euro has been soft as well. And the euro is just thinking about coming back in the Asian session. So that's the sort of scenario we're in. And if you look at the actual commodity currencies, the New Zealander is soft, but it's come back against the dollar, the yen, and the Swiss. The CAD is strong, and the AUD is strong. So CAD AUD, NZD. So that's sort of come back, and they're strong likewise. So that's where we are really. As I say, it's going to be a positional thing. It looks like we've got a bit of flow reversal in the Asian session from the week and the yesterday, where we had dollar strength. We've now got a little bit of dollar weakness and yen weakness, but I wouldn't read too much into it because it's relatively low activity, plus or minus 33. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. We traded around the Swiss yesterday. The Swiss complex was strong across the board, which is always a good indicator to have a go at doing a little bit of trading around. Anyway, we ended up about flat from that, so the positions didn't really carry through. So there we are. The likelihood is that the pound dollar, you could see a bounce in the pound dollar. That would be our best thing to look out to today, but obviously be aware that you're running into the Fed minute. So hope that was useful. Thanks for watching. See you again tomorrow. Thank you.